Okay. All right, guys, we are official. All right, so when we are factoring quadratic trinomials, we know it's quadratic because why?
Because it has a square.
The x squared.
Yeah.
And we know it's a trinomial because why?
Because it has three things.
Three things. What's the things called?
Trinomials.
Three monomials or
Trinomials.
terms, right? Terms,
Yeah, that one.
right? This is called a term, this is a term, and this is a term. Term, 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 right? So there's three terms, it's quadratic.
There's 4 terms.
Why?
Of presidency.
So we know they're really easy to factor, guys. We know they're really easy to factor when a is equal to 1, right?
Yeah.
When it's just x squared plus something, right? That's easy. We just immediately do our parenthesis, 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 parenthesis. Now these are a little harder though because of the a not being a 1. And you know, when we were doing it with when a was a 1, x squared plus 8x plus 15, all we had to do was find factors of c that added to b, right? Two numbers that multiplied to get c that added to get b. Unfortunately, that doesn't work here, right? We can't use that method. So, so far we've just been practicing the guess and check method. Now, I'm going to show you another trick. I call it the Gary-Strific trick only because it's easy for people to remember. And like, I think my daughter learned from Mr. Perez at Santa Fe High years ago, and then she taught me, and then I found it in a textbook, you know, later on, and so forth. So it's not my trick. It's just easy. It's an easy way to call it. You know, it's an easy thing to call it. Very terrific trick. I think it's a terrific trick. 90% of the time when I do these, I use this trick. 90% of the time, because it's so easy. There is no guess and check kind of thing with this method. It's what?
Number 99 will surprise you.
Okay. All right. So here it is. Instead of factors of the last number, this is what the first thing you do is you multiply a times c. So a is your first coefficient, and c is your last term. Okay? So we're going to do it over here. We're just going to follow our steps. 2 times 10. What is that? 20. I'm going to write 20 over here and I'm going to circle it. All right? 2. Find factors of a times c that add to b. Oh my gosh. Now it's starting to sound like that first easy method. That add to b. To b. To b. I guess that's it. To b. All right? So I've got to find factors of 20 that add to 9. Right? So it could be 1 times 20 or 2 times 10 or 4 times 5. Which one adds to 9?
The last one.
Bullseye, right? This one is...
Why do you have 20?
That's going to add... 4? What?
Times c.
2 times 10.
8 times c equals 3.
Why did you do that?
Because that's the rule. This is how you do it.
Oh my
it's
god.
It's a times c.
Okay, I was not paying attention.
Right, I can tell.
At all.
I can totally tell.
Go back to step 1. Step 1. Return to step 1.
Yeah.
I appreciate your honesty, though.
All right. Yeah, I do too. So,
Sort
Part of it. So 2 times 10 is 20. And so I'm now looking for factors of 20 that add to the middle term b, which is 9, which is this. Now, I am going to... Do you guys agree with me that 9 is the same as 4 plus 5?
No.
Right?
Yes.
So look, this is what I'm going to do. Watch. I am going to put an x after the 4 and an x after the 5, little plus sign in between. That adds... Does that add up to 9x?
Yes.
Yes.
This is what I'm going to do. Okay. So I should say what I should say it, right?
Yep.
I am going to create... wait a minute. Rewrite
The universe.
the universe.
Wait,
Rewrite
yay.
equation
The universe
versus like a
with 4 terms. Right? Using this. Don't you think it would be fair to say that if 2x squared plus 9x plus 10 is what we're doing, we could also replace this with this, right? Isn't that right?
Yeah.
They're the same thing, right? Totally the same thing. So suddenly I've got 2x squared plus 4x plus 5x plus 10. How many terms do I have now?
Like 4.
What is it? What is the method you always try in factoring a
Why do
4-term
you still have a
polynomial?
if you, I don't know.
I still have this,
Why?
and I still have this, and now I'm replacing this with this.
Oh.
That's all I'm doing.
Guess
Well, why
that
though?
makes
You're supposed to be
some
trying to
sense.
figure out like the factors.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Alright, I suddenly gotta bring something.
Okay. So what have I taught you? When there are 4
Brain
terms,
child.
there is a special method of factoring, guys, called factoring by grouping, right? Factor by grouping. So look, I'm going to factor these 2. I'm going to factor out my greatest common factor here. What is my greatest common factor here?
2.
2, right? Between 2 and 4,
2x.
I'd say a 2. Between x squared and x, I could take out an x. All right? Parenthesis, what would I have?
A lot.
2 divided by 2 is 1. X squared divided by x is x.
X plus 2.
Plus 2, right?
Whoa.
Now, there's a plus sign right here.
5.
I'm going to put a plus sign.
What?
And I can take a 5 out, right? I'm going to factor this group.
X plus 2.
X plus 2.
No way.
Oh my
Gary.
gosh! Look at this. I have blobs that are the same.
Oh my god, Garrett.
I can factor out the blobs.
So intelligent.
If I factor out the blobs, x plus 2, I have to have these
I
parentheses
can't believe it.
times whatever's left over. The 2x and the plus 5. 2x plus 5. I am done. I have just factored that.
this. Hey Gary.
Did you see how I did that? That makes
Gary.
sense?
I would be praising you right now for such a great trick, but it isn't your trick.
It isn't my trick, I know. But
God.
I'll take credit
We've
for
done
it
this
anyway.
already, though, Gary.
I love this trick. I use it 90% of the time when I do these. And I find I can do it faster than most people, you know, using the other method.
Most people just have that.
So let's just review real quickly and make sure you understand. The first thing I did is I said A times C. I did this times this. And I got 20. And I figured out factors of 20 that added to my middle term, B. And once I found the factors that added to it, I added an x, and I realized I could replace the 9x with that. Always double check and make sure that this equals this. The 4x plus 5x equals 9x. Then I have 4 terms. I rewrite it as a 4 term, and then I factor each by grouping. Did you have a question, Maddie?
No.
And so I just factored out the greatest common factor out of this, which was 2x, and that gave me x plus 2. Out of this it was 5, that gave me x plus 2. And then I just factored out my blobs of x plus 2, and that gave me my 2x plus 5. You guys remember all these things? Remember how to do these? The factoring by grouping?
If you wanted to, could you use factors for 9?
No.
Because 4 and 5.
4 plus 5 is 9. But you're looking for factors of 20,
Okay.
right? I see what you're saying. I don't think that's a good question. I've never thought of it that way. So as we move forward, let's see if that works, okay? That's an interesting
If you
thought.
do
I
it, you
don't know.
can add to the trick and then
Okay.
make it your trick.
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be great. Then it'd be my
That would
trick.
be very
Would be
trick.
Gary's real Gary's trick. Gary's
Yes.
real trick.
And that way it would
Right.
be fair.
It would
Yeah.
be copyright.
Okay, I'm gonna
Wait,
erase.
Gary, why'd you erase it?
Are you
I'm
still
trying to
copying it?
understand?
You're still trying to bring.
Yes, question.
How would you say you can't?
Wait, guys, somebody's asking a question. I can't hear. Indira
You
is,
just
sorry.
can't get a negative with Gary's terrific trick? Is that just
Not-
how it is?
You can use any,
Well, I see the second exponent, you can't get a negative because it's like automatically 2x plus 5.
yeah, but there weren't any negatives in the equation, in the expression, therefore you didn't need it. If there were, there will be in the next one. Where's my sheet? All right, let's try another one. All right, let's do, somebody said number 4 on the homework.
No way.
All right, 6x squared plus 37x plus 6. All right, so let's stay together. Let's really focus, and you guys tell me how to do it.
Six
What do I do?
times 6 is 36.
6 times 6
36 times,
is,
times
all right,
plus 1. I mean,
Wait a minute.
36 times 1 is 36, but 36 plus 1 is also 37. So then you do the thing, and then it's 36.
What do you want? I just feel
All right.
Jacob looking at me like,
No,
36
just like
x.
so immediately I've got 36, right? I've got 36.
36 squared. You have 37. Plus
Oh my gosh, 1 times
Go
36.
through all of it and tell you everything we need to do.
plus 6.
So guys, this is a video, guys, so really we should be focusing.
But Garrett figured
So-
it out.
1 times 36 is
All of
36,
us did.
and 1 plus 36 is 37, right? Right? So immediately I can just stop there, and as I just want to be sure that adds to this. Does that add to this?
Yeah.
That's the same thing. So now I'm just going to do this, 6x squared plus, you know what, I think I'm going to put the 30, it's okay to keep that positioning or change it. I could put 36x plus 1x, right? It's totally legal.
Figured out the answer.
It's totally legal to have either 1x plus 36 or 36x plus 1x, right? Aren't those the same thing?
Here, I figured out the
Yeah.
answer.
It would work either way, but I kind of like to group things that I know are going to go well together. 6 and 36 go really well together, right? So I'm going to put my 36x here, and then plus 1x here, plus 6. All right? So let's double check. Does that equal 37x?
No.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to factor by grouping. So I've got 6, and what else can I take out?
X.
X.
Yeah.
What does that give me?
Oh, you get it right.
What does it give me? 6 divided by 6 is 1. X squared divided by x,
X.
right? X. And then plus 36 divided by 6 is 6, right? And the x's cross out, right? And then plus, what do I put here? 1 parenthesis, x plus 6. Now I factor out my blobs. So we've got x plus 6 times whatever I have left over, which is 6x plus 1.
Oh my god, we are geniuses.
Nah, I already
Right?
did that, Gary, like 5 minutes ago.
What? You got it. All right, let's do another one. All right, everybody look at your sheet. Let's do one that has negatives. How about 8?
Yeah, 8.
We do
It
8?
looks hard.
Can I erase this?
Yes.
13 looks harder.
Doesn't look that hard. Actually, it doesn't.
All right, try 8. 8, 3x squared minus 14x minus 24. All right, what's my first step?
24 times 3. Except negative 24.
60, 72. Is that 72?
Yeah.
So we're looking at negative 72.
Negative 72 is.
All right, so negative 72 is a bigger number. That's this is going to be a little harder, right? Because we've got a lot of possibilities. We've got to find 2 factors of negative 72 that add to negative 14. So then the bigger number has to be negative. Don't you agree with me? Right? That make sense? If I have, 8 times 9 is 72, right? 9 would have to be negative in order to get that. But that's not going to work, right? So let's try. I know it's not going to be 1 times 72, but let's say, what's half of 72? Let's see. 2 times 36, right? Okay. And that's still not going to get it. All I'm doing right now is I'm just thinking, what is 36 minus 2, right? And I'm not going to be anywhere near 14. So that's not going to work. So 36 is 4 times 9. So 2 times 4 is 8. We already know that one. Let's do that. 8 times 9, we know that's 32. Let's just look at this. 2 times 4, and this is 3 times 3. Right? You see what I'm doing? I'm doing a tree factoring. When the numbers are so big, it helps to sort of get down to smaller numbers so I can see, I could regroup them. What about this? What about 3 times 4 is 12 times 6? That's not going to work, right? All right, so now we have 4 is 2 times 2. So we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. So what if we did 2 times 2 is 4 times
2 is 8.
8 times 3 is 24 and 12.
Minus 12?
Come on. So,
That's not gonna work. None of those combinations
did I
will
do
work.
this right? 60, 72. So 2 times 2, so 8 times 9. Okay, that's right. So all we have to do is we have to group these in a way. How about 2 times 3, 6, 12, 6, okay. How about 9, 18. How about 2 times 9 is 18, right? And 4. Yeah, that's it, right?
What?
2 times 9, so look at that. 2 times 9 is 18 and 4, right? 4 times 18, 4 times 8 is 24, carry the 2, 4, 60, oh no, that's not right.
'Cause it's
Oh,
not.
32, sorry. 4 times 8 is 32, carry the 3, 72. That's it. 18 and 4. Which one would have to be negative to be negative 14x?
No, 4.
18.
The 18.
Thank you.
If it's not the 4, it's gotta be the 18.
All right, so immediately I've got 18x plus 4x, right? And you guys agree with me that's negative 14x? All right, so here we go. We've got 3x squared minus 18x plus 4x minus 24. Okay, I'm going to do my factor by grouping. So what can I take out of this?
How many times is 3 yards 18? It does.
Sorry?
I'm just asking, would you like extra time today?
It would be awesome.
Okay, how much is it?
An extra 4 minutes or something?
So at 10 after?
Yeah.
the-
All the extra
Okay,
time.
great. All right, so what can I take out? Jax, help me. Between 3 and 18, what can I take out? Well, 3, does 3 go into 3? Does 3 go into 18? Let's do it. Let's take 3. And then between x squared and x. Take out the x. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. X squared divided by x is x. Minus 18 divided by 3.
3.
Which is 6. Right?
Yeah.
Right? 6. And then plus, because there's my plus.
4.
I could take out a 4. And that would give me x minus 4 times what is 24? 4 times 6.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my God,
Gary.
there's my blob again. So I'm going to do x minus 6 times 3x plus 4. And I'm done,
Yeah.
right? So they are sometimes hard when you've got a bigger number. And so did you see what I did? I used the tree factoring to get it down to all the basic elements. And then I tried regrouping them. You know what I'm saying? I said, okay, 2 times 3 times 3 is 18, and 2 times 2 is 4, and that worked. Okay? So that was 8. So what I want to do now, do you guys, fist of 5, do you understand the process?
Wait, I know.
Okay? Do you want me to do one more?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
One
it's, yeah.
Homework, though.
Yeah, but is it because you're lazy or that you really need it?
Well, I'm not well, it's like this one especially just because the big number, it's a bit
Yeah,
more
the tree-
complicated.
tree
That one was a little harder
I don't know how
because
to
of
get
this
the
big
blob.
number.
Like the blob, getting the blob is kind of confusing to me.
Right. Getting the blob.
Yes. X,
Oh,
6 is-
factoring out the greatest common factor.
Yeah.
All right, so let's work on factoring out the greatest common factor again. So notice between 3 and 18, what goes into both of those? 3. So we took out a 3.
Yeah, I get that part, but just like getting stuff in the parentheses.
This stuff?
Yeah.
So, okay, so you can think of it like this. 3 divided by 3 is 1. I could put a 1 there, it's totally legal. X squared divided by x. Remember exponent rules. Right? exponent rule says if you have same bases upstairs and downstairs with exponents, it equals the x to the 2 minus 1. So you're just subtracting the 1 from the 2, and that's what goes here. So if I had 2 here and 1 here, it's just going to be an x. And then 18, the x's cross out, right?
Oh yeah, and then 18
Right?
divided by
X
3.
divided by x is just 1, and 18 divided by 3 is 6.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Here I just did 4x divided by 4 is x. 24 divided by 4 is 6.
Okay, yeah. I get it now.
Okay? This is a little tricky, this approach I did, but do you guys understand what I did? I realized I wanted to get it down into its prime numbers. I got 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 is equal to 72, right? You just understand that part? Right? I'm just using tree factoring. See, I didn't do it quite the way I would normally do tree factoring. So I know it says negative. I know one's got to be positive, one's got to be negative. But right now I'm just trying to figure out what do they equal. Well, I know 8 is the same as 2 times 2 times 2. And 9 is 3 times 3, right? So if I multiplied all those together, I would get 72. So sometimes I can say, well, once I have my basic prime numbers, I can put maybe, I can say, okay, what's 8 and 9, if I subtracted, if one of them was negative, I wouldn't be at negative 14. So I know 8 times 9 isn't going to work. So I might try doing this. 2 times 3 times 3, 2 times 9 is 18, and this is 14. 8 to 4. Right? And then I realized, if this was negative, I'd have it negative 14. It's just regrouping the number of 2's and 3's that go together. You see what I'm saying? Get that? That's a great trick for larger numbers. All right, give me one more. I'll do one more.
No, 10. 10. Yeah, 10.
10?
10.
Where is it? Oh. 10?
Yeah, 10.
That's easy. 2x squared minus 11x plus 14. So immediately I'm looking for what?
Factors of 14, 32. That's not 32. I'm a genius.
28, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it could be
That's
1 and
16,
28, or
32.
2 and 14, or 4 and 7, right?
4 and 7.
All right. Now notice, this says it's a positive 28. So these numbers have to be both positive or both negative. And
Yeah,
both
they
negative,
both have to be negative.
right? Okay, so which one adds to 11?
Negative 4,
7.
negative 7.
All right, so I'm going to put an x here and an x here, and I'm going to replace this with that. So I've got 2x squared minus 4x minus 7x plus 14. Right? Now I'm going to factor by grouping. So I have 2, and I can take out an x, right? Right? You with me? Is this the part that's hard for you guys?
No, because then it's 2x.
So that
X
so I'm
minus
so
2.
2 divided by 2 is x. I mean is 1. I'm not going to write the 1 because I don't need to. X squared divided by x is x
X minus 2.
minus 2, right? And then minus. Now remember this? I don't know if I've explained this, but I think I did. When this, see how the groups are connected by a negative sign right here?
Yeah.
When I do that, right, that negative sign does not affect this plus sign right now. But as soon as I do this, 7 parentheses, I've got to change this sign to its opposite sign in here. Because negative times negative would be positive. Follow me? When that's a negative, as soon as I put this parenthesis, I'm thinking of it as like I got to multiply everything by the negative. So suddenly 7 divided by 7 is x, right? And then 14 divided by 7 is 2. But what would this have to be for negative 7 times 2 to be positive 14? It would have to be negative. So this, when the groups are combined by a negative, you have to change the sign inside the parentheses. Okay?
So
And
it's
look,
x minus 2, 2x minus 7.
you got it.
Okay.
Okay? So that's it. So go ahead and spend a little time until, well, we only have one. I guess we're switching, so. Right? You did what? Your pencil broke? Well, get up and get a pencil. There's a pencil right there. Well, sharpen it. Well, take care of yourself. Go ask somebody for help when that happens.
Like your eyes.